Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at two articles from CNN. Well, technically one and a half, because I'm only going to get into the beginning of this, because I just want to show how desperate they are to paint a picture right now. Okay. Now, this was written, the main article we're going to be looking at was written by Veronica Streckwalari, CC, whatever her name is. It was published on December 12th. And this is how desperate they are. Trump again mocks teen climate activist Greta Thunberg. No, what he said wasn't mocking her. It was basically saying the poor kid needs to get a fucking life because she's having issues and she's got anger issues. And if she, maybe lived life a little bit, she might not be as fucked in the head as she is. Just saying. If she did like normal kid shit and had a normal friggin' life, maybe she'd be a little bit happier in her life. Maybe she wouldn't be worrying about the end. Maybe, her parents wouldn't be, exploiting her if she had a life. Oh, wait, that's why she doesn't have one. Oh! President Donald Trump on Thursday again publicly mocked teen climate crisis activist Greta Thunberg, tweeting that the 16-year-old Swede who has inspired protesters worldwide has anger management issues, because she does have anger management issues. So calling her out for having anger management issues is, as they put it, mocking. Okay? This is so sad. They can say that he's crazy. Oh, we got to do the 25th Amendment. And that's perfectly fine. He says she has anger management issues, and he's mocking her, when it's clear she does. Thunberg, who was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year earlier this week over Trump, has sternly castigated world leaders for not doing enough to combat the climate crisis and memorably... Oh, I apologized. I should have muted my phone. But anyway. Thunberg, who was named Thunberg, who was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year earlier this week over Trump, has sternly castigated world leaders for not doing enough to combat climate crisis and memorably stared down Trump at the UN General Assembly in September. She didn't stare him down. She looked at him like a spoiled fucking child. Okay, if looks could kill, Trump would have ended up on the spot, and she didn't dare stare him down face to face. What she did is she looked at him and gave him a dirty look behind his back. That's not staring someone down. That's being a fucking child, because she is a child. She's 16 and she's got developmental issues. So her maturity level is going to be that of someone younger than who she is physically. But let's not talk about that. Let's just prop her up as the poster child for the climate change fear-mongering. Yeah. Let's exploit the poor girl. You talk about him mocking her, and this is while all of you on the left are exploiting the poor girl. You're just as bad as her parents for doing it. Well, they're a little bit worse because they are her parents and they should be protecting her from people like you. Oh, my God. And I love this. She's made Person of the Year, which is now like a joke. All right, and they're like, oh, well, it was over Trump. Yeah. I don't think Trump really cares. He's been like Person of the Year before, if I remember correctly. Not only that, okay, a certain person, before they called it Person of the Year, mind you, from a particular country that rose to power in the 1930s, who was praised by the left in this country, especially the progressive left, and people like Margaret Sanger, who helped him, set up certain biological programs, we'll call them. He was made Person of the Year when it was Man of the Year. So I don't understand why it's such a big deal when they will name someone like that Man of the Year, why she became Person of the Year. It's a fucking joke. Plain and simple. It's so sad. She has been open about her diagnosis of Asperger's, calling it a superpower that helps her activism. No, it leads to her spurging out because she's got anger management issues. That's kind of the idea of spurg. That's where it came from. Asperger's, spurg. She acts like a spurg, and that helps her with her activism? Okay. So ridiculous. Greta must work on her anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill. Trump wrote Thursday morning, responding to a tweet congratulating Thunberg on being named Person of the Year. That's not mocking her. That's telling her, the poor girl, to get a life. Okay, it's too short. She should be out enjoying herself with her friends. She should be doing things that 16-year-old girls do. That was the point of that. That's not mocking. You read that and it's so clear. That's what he's doing. But they're so desperate that they will take a tweet that clearly shows that's what he's doing and say, oh, he was mocking her. This is how desperate the fake news legacy media is. They've got nothing on Trump. Okay, whatever they try to throw at him, it just rolls off his back like water rolls off a duck's back. And they don't like that. So they desperately go, oh, well, he was mocking her. He was making fun of her. And they show you what he said. And it doesn't show that. Trump frequently attacks and mocks political enemies on Twitter and previously went after Thunberg in September, though his Thursday morning broadside was still jarring coming from a sitting U.S. president against a teenager. Telling her she needs to get a life nicely is jarring? Oh my God. Do they even understand English as a language? Because that's not the definition of jarring. Following the president's tweet, Thunberg updated her Twitter bio to reflect Trump's comments. A teenager working on her anger management problem, currently chilling and watching a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Not really. She's sitting there going, ree, ree. How dare he say that about me? Ree, ree. You know that's what she's doing behind the scenes. Oh my God, this is so funny. In September, following her why do they have to use words that they don't even like normally use? I can say this word normally. Why the hell can't I say it now? Extradition of world leaders at the UN. Trump tweeted of Thunberg, she seems like a very happy young girl, looking forward to a bright and wonderful future. So nice to see. Now that was sarcasm, okay? And I agree with it. Because she is the opposite of that. And they don't like that he's calling her out. Because, see, they're using her because she's this 16-year-old girl who has developmental issues, and they figure no one can call out or question her, what she's saying or anything like that. Because if they do, they can be attacked personally for doing that with a 16-year-old girl who's got Asperger's and developmental issues and stuff like that. All right. But they're the ones who forced her out in public. Her parents are the ones who put her out there for this type of exposure and out there for exposure for criticism. But, oh, she shouldn't be criticized. Well, then she shouldn't be in the public's eye. Okay. Barron Trump isn't in the public's eye. Okay. He's just trying to live his little life with his daddy being president. He's not out there making a fool of himself, not spurging out. He's just going to school, coming home, stuff like that. That's the difference between these two. And they're trying to equate them as the same thing. Because they want to be able to attack Barron, but not have anyone attack their little propped up people like her. It's so sad, too. At the time, Thunberg also updated her Twitter bio to refer to herself using Trump's words. Former Vice President Joe Biden, the Democrat presidential frontrunner, who has often taken Trump to task for his behavior, chastised the president for his tweet. Why? Because he wasn't trying to, creep up on the girl, grab her by her shoulders and start, sniffing her hair, rubbing up against her neck and doing, really creepy shit like he would. I mean, honestly, Biden should keep his fucking mouth shut when it comes to underage girls. Or just women in general. Females in general. Because he's done some really creepy, sleazy, slimy shit. And Trump using some words does not compare to that. So creepy Uncle Joe, just go fade away, dude. You're propped up right now, which is why you're the front runner besides. What kind of president bullies a teenager? At Real Donald Trump. You could learn a few things from Greta on what it means to be a leader, Biden said on Twitter. Bullying. He didn't bully her. He literally said, all right, and it wasn't like he tweeted to her. He literally said that she needs to get a life, she needs to go and have friends, and needs to do the things that a teenager does. That is not bullying someone. These people are fucking delusional. All right, and then they try to twist this. It's so fucked up. Watch. We're going to get into the article here in a second real quick. Time magazine announced Wednesday it had chosen Thunberg as its person of the year, making her the youngest individual to be recognized. Yeah, because at one time, okay, it was something for the adults. Now, because they prop up children, because the left likes to use children as human shields, oh, well, we got to, martyr them. We got to turn them into like a religious figure. We got to, martyrdom them. So that way when, they get taken down, they're, or made it, propped up so that when they get taken down, they are a martyr is what I should say. I almost want to put a thing here. I thought about it. How has climate crisis impact you? I want to put, it hasn't impacted me directly because the climate is cyclical. What has impacted me is the bullshit that you spew. God. Thunberg has become the biggest voice on the biggest issue facing the planet and the avatar of a broader generational shift in our culture that is playing out everywhere, from the campuses of Hong Kong to the halls of Congress in Washington. Time editor-in-chief Edward Felsenthal wrote, oh my God, they are seriously trying to compare what's going on in Hong Kong right now with some first world problem propaganda pushing little 16-year-old. This is the quality of the legacy media. They're comparing fighting for democracy to a girl reeing over stuff that's based off of the work of Michael Hockey Stick Man, who has been discredited because all of the supposed climate research is based off of Michael Hockey Stick Man's work, the work that the American people paid for, okay, but he claims he owns. The American people paid for it. Work that he will not show because it is corrupt, because it is invalid. That's why it's been discredited. He had a court order in Canada to show his work, and he defied the court order. He would not do it. Could it be because he didn't want his work under scrutiny? He's been discredited. And that's the basis for all the climate change bullshit is his work. Michael Hockey Stick Man. Go look it up. I've actually done a video on it a while ago, about 2 years ago now. But yeah. And they're trying to compare the Hong Kong protesters. This is just disgusting. Trump House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the whistleblower who sparked the impeachment inquiry, and Hong Kong protesters were on the short list for who has been the most influential this year. Trump deeply covets being Person of the Year. He thanked Time when he was chosen in 2016 and lashed out at the magazine a year later when he was passed over. So, calling out who you've got on the cover and going, that asshole hasn't done shit, I've done more. It might be a bit narcissistic, but it proves a point. And they're like, oh, he was just upset. I love this. They put shit into Trump's psyche. It's like they know how to read his fucking mind, supposedly. Oh, well, Trump never wanted to be president. It was a joke. Oh, so you read that from his mind? I mean, that's the type of stupid shit they've been saying for like 3 years now. Actually, longer than that with the run-up. It's ridiculous. It really is. So now, let's look at this, because I got to keep beating this like a dead horse. Let's look at their continuation of this. Now, this one was written by Kate Bennett, and it was published on the 13th. Cyberbullying crusader Melania Trump silent on her husband's mocking of a 16-year-old Thunberg. It's hilarious. Her cause is anti-bullying, which is making the First Lady's silence deafening. He wasn't bullying her. He wasn't mocking her. See, now they're moving the goalpost. He was mocking her. Now he was bullying her. One tweet saying that she needs to get a life and do things that teenage girls do is somehow bullying her. Melania Trump has yet to speak out in the wake of President Donald Trump's mocking tweet directed at 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg, in which he told the teenager, work on her anger management and chill out. I love how they take it out of context, and it still is pretty fucking valid. She needs to work on her anger issues, and she does need to chill out. She needs to go have a life because her parents stole hers from her. Because they figured, oh, well, we want to basically use our kid to have, more time in the spotlight. And that's basically what they did to her. Thunberg was named Time's Person of the Year earlier this week and has drawn global attention to environmental causes. She has been open about her diagnosis of Asperger's, calling it a superpower that helps her activism. Yeah, it makes her into a spurg. Asperger's spurg, like I've said. She spurgs out, and that's a superpower now. The president, a climate crisis denier, tweeted of her Time cover, "So ridiculous. Greta must work on her anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill." Now, what's funny is Trump said he's not a denier because he didn't want to be part of the Paris Accords, which is, if you actually read it, and I'm sure no one at CNN did, or if they did, they're just globalist shit pigs, is designed to rob the wealth of the United States and transfer it to the third world. This is about bankrupting the United States because the United States is the last remaining superpower. It is the one bastion, the one thing that will stop global governance. Okay? Because Americans, we don't want to be in a one world, new world order. Okay? We like our country. So they need to bankrupt us, to destroy us, so that they can bring that in. And that was part of it with the Paris Accords, because the UN, okay, wants to be that global governance. They want to be the ones dictating to the rest of us. They want us peons, because that's how they see us, to be bowing down to them and subservient to them. And Greta is their poster child for it. Because she's pushing their climate sham bullshit. And it is a sham. I'm not saying the climate doesn't change. I'm not saying that man doesn't have an impact on it. But the crap that they're spewing is the same shit that every 10 years they keep rolling out and it's never come to pass. Okay? They said, both coasts of the U.S. should be underwater by now. But yet Al Gore, when he's saying that, is buying a house on the coast. Obama said that up until, the end of his presidency. Oh, the coasts are going to be flooded. Buys a house in Cape Cod. Right on the Cape. Right on the water. I mean, come on now. How stupid do you have to be when the people that are pushing the climate change bullshit are doing things that show that they don't even buy into it? Because why are you going to spend $3 million on a home, which is what I believe Obama spent, if the house is just going to end up underwater? Makes no sense to me. That's throwing $3 million away. That's throwing good money after bad. Why are properties on the water so expensive still? If they're all going to be, underwater. Use your brains, people. Common fucking sense. The people who are pushing the climate change bullshit, like Al Gore and Obama, both have a stake in the Chicago Climate Exchange. Okay? Gore started it with Maurice Strong. Obama did all the legal work for it. And he got a stake in the exchange. You don't think they have a motive on why they're pushing the shit that they are? It's about money. It's about, robbing the wealth of the United States and making all of us average people poor here. Because if we're poor and weak, we can't fight for ourselves. We can't fight to remain an independent nation. And this dumb little kid here, who's too stupid to realize that she's being used, is the face for it. I mean, I love this. They bring up the fact of, Barron. And I already explained there is a difference between her and him. Just last Wednesday, Melania Trump tweeted a defense of her own child, whose name was referenced in a pun by an impeachment inquiry witness. She did more than that with that. But hey, she actually attacked the kid. But yeah. A minor child deserves privacy and should be kept out of politics. Pamela Karlan, you should be ashamed of your very angry and obviously biased public pandering and using a child to do it. Melania Trump tweeted after Karlan, a law professor, mentioned Barron Trump during impeachment hearings on Capitol Hill. And she's right for that. The kid's not a public figure. Okay, he might be the president's son. But he's not a public figure. And that was respected in this country. Okay. All right. Chelsea Clinton was an ugly fucking kid. No one made fun of her. No one brought her up. Okay. What was it? Ford's kids, I believe, were fugly as all hell. Same thing. I mean, come on now. She's been made a public figure by her parents. Different standard. I mean, come on now. Carlin later apologized for making reference to the youngest Trump child's name. Yeah, this is the type of shit that they're trying to pull here. Oh, well, it's the same standard. No, it's not. And this is what I wanted to show. They're so desperate to try to turn this into something that they're trying to actually say that, oh, well, look at Melania Trump. She didn't chime in. It's a different situation. And then they talk about, how Stephanie Grisham, she's the communications aide for both the president and the first lady, defended her silence. But yeah, I just wanted to show what's going on here. It's just so sad. So they want to attack anyone they can because they've got nothing. Well, he mocked her. He said, get a life. Go have some friends. Go see a movie. Do what teenage girls do. That's mocking now. Sad part is her parents should be telling her that. Her parents shouldn't be exploiting her. Her parents shouldn't be using her to travel around the fucking world. But they are. See, no one looks at the fact that they're in her orbit. They get to benefit from being in her orbit. Okay? They have gained more exposure by exploiting their daughter than they did being, involved in the entertainment industry in their home country. In Sweden. And that should say a lot about who they are and their character. But anyway, I just wanted to show this here. I mean, they basically try to play it out like, oh, Melania Trump bad, like Orange Man bad. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show how ridiculous this is. Because Trump didn't mock her. And they're still trying to play it like that. And then they try to use it to attack the first lady. These people, they have no class. They have no moral or ethical code. They have no standards that they live by. And it's sad too. It truly is. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.